folks, welcome back to GAMA Trade Show. I'm here with Stefan and Keith from Iello Games, and you guys have a few games coming. A lot of games that we're showing off here.
A few indeed, yes.
So we're just going to jump right into that. Tell me about some of the games coming out this year.
The first one we're going to talk to you about is the Big Book of Madness. It's a cooperative game. The principle of the game is we are a student in a school of magic, and we have been entering a forbidden place in the school and found a secret book with a ton of spells and exciting things in there. So we are, although we have been told that it's extremely forbidden and dangerous to touch that book, for sure we are going to open the book. And
I would. Why not?
Exactly. So therefore on the game board we have, it's going to be actually more of a 3D setup where it's going to be like an easel that's showing the book, and we are opening our book. So the book is actually a deck of monster cards, and depending of how we are setting randomly the book, we are not going to fight always the same monster.
So the book will change each game.
The book will change, yeah, there is a variation. And so each time we reveal a monster, this monster is popping out of the book, and we have to collaboratively fight the monster, send him back to inside the book. If we don't succeed, we're going to accumulate maluses after each failure, and we will get to the end of the book. We will eventually get to the end of the book no matter what, but if we have accumulated too many failures, we will not be able to succeed in closing the book. We are keeping fighting monsters, trying to vanquish as many as we can, because if we have too many failures, we are not winning the game.
Okay.
All right? The basic of the game is based on the 4 elements, so water, fire, earth, and air. Each player starts with a character which has a different setup of elements in your starting hands. Those are the elements that we have in our hands, and we each start with the same 4 spells. When we reveal a monster, for example, this is Mr. Blue Bagpipe guy.
So just so everything here is kind of light-hearted monsters. These aren't super scary monsters.
No. It's pretty comic, Ghostbuster kind of scary.
Right.
So, for example, looking at this monster, we have air, fire, and water. So we're going to set up those elements. We're going to have as many elements as there are players. And for example, in this one, it says that we need to discard 1 air card. So each of us will have to discard an air card in order to vanquish that curse. And then we're going to have to vanquish that card. If at the end of the fight with that monster, we have discarded all the curses that are on the board, then we successfully vanquish the monster. We get the bonus side of the card here that's giving us more element for the next fight. Or if we don't succeed, for example, each player places 1 card from her discard in support. So we are reducing the size of our hand. So the more we fight, the less element we will have available in our hand to fight the next monsters.
And as you go through, failures result in madness. So your hand size actually shrinks. As you collect madness cards, the 6 cards that you're working from now become 5 cards down to 4 cards. So cooperatively, you have to kind of maximize what's going on. And with the support card, you're playing that out, and that allows everybody else to, it becomes a common pool for everybody else. So this is your hand of elements that you can cast the spells or buy new spells or learn new spells.
About how hard is the game? Like, I mean, is it a game that's really difficult to beat?
It's a light to medium.
And it's got actually 9 different difficulty levels.
Oh, okay.
So you can play it on the easy level and it'd be pretty easy. But you can, by the balance of the game, you can change the balance so that it becomes, the level you'd like it to be, or a little more challenging, and work your way through different levels, having a few things already set in place and just making your task a little bit more difficult. So you can work your way to craft it more like the type of game you want to play.
Cool. So what else we got?
One of my favorite games, this is our French box cover, but it's Master Fox, a kid's tactile dexterity game. And so you're going to have a box with these absolutely adorable blindfolds. Each blindfold has its own character So you can choose the mean, gruff one or the one that's eternally happy. And we're going to have cards that determine what we need to look for. So in this case,
I can't see the cards.
Yeah.
Well, you're supposed to put the blind after we see the card.
For you, though, just to make the game more even, starting with an on is probably good for us. But you might have cheese and a chicken and a pig that you have to find.
Cheese. Pac-Man cheese.
Pac-Man cheese, waka waka.
And so we're going to look, we can familiarize
Oh,
ourselves.
and these are very blocky, so that they're easy to tell from feeling, but at the same time not so easy that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like
A pig and a cow.
pig and the cow are
kinda
very
tough.
close to each other.
Kind
and
of
so-
tough. So
That's pretty neat. So
close.
this is like a game that's geared towards families.
Yes,
Yes.
It's, towards family, it's more of a tactile. It's more of an experience more than a game. You know, but it's really fun.
It's fun to watch as it
play
is to
effect
play,
is-
absolutely.
is
And there are 3 different stages. You play your way through, and then whatever points you've collected through that is your score.
All right. What's this Pingo Pingo? Wasn't there a TV show called Pingo about a penguin one time?
I don't know about
There
it.
was in Korea. It was called Pingo.
Pingo.
But it was about penguins. And this one is also about penguins.
Yeah, warrior penguins on an island. It comes with the soundtrack and also probably the coolest dart gun that has ever been invented, I think. So,
The game comes with a dart gun?
yes.
Sold. All right, no, I gotta test this out here.
So you have to cock
the
it,
gun.
cock it, load, and then you have to shoot the target. Nice shot.
Oh, beautiful.
What is that?
You killed the bear.
And even little touches like we find that that island had the space penguin visited at some point, so they've erected a statue in honor of the space
have the
penguin.
space
So
penguin.
from King of Tokyo, we're crossing worlds.
What's the soundtrack for?
So basically, we are treasure hunter like Indiana Jones style.
Right.
We are flipping cards, and depending of the soundtrack, will have an atmosphere that sounds like nighttime or daytime. And some of the treasure are on a night background, or some of them are on a day background. So you need to slap the treasure in order to collect the treasure. But if you slap at the wrong time, you lose some life points. Also, there are a bunch of bugs and critters. There are like spiders and snakes.
Nighttime.
And so if you play too fast and you don't see there was a spider on the statue, then you got stung, you lose a life. So it's a fast.
Can I shoot the spiders? I hate spiders.
No, you cannot shoot a spider, but you can slap the spider. Also.
All right, well, I don't know.
And so that's what the soundtrack is for. And also the soundtrack is punctuated with the penguin playing the tam-tam and singing "Pingo, Pingo." And when you get some of the cards that allow you to do an action with shooting a things, or like you have to stand up and go to that side of the room and come back, if you don't do your action before the next Pingo Pingo happens, you fail that action. So it's a Roberto Fraga game. It's very chaotic and
Oh, I didn't.
fun.
Yeah, yeah, he makes fun games.
Oh, so
Didn't get
close.
it. All right. Okay, cool. That's.
In fact, actually, it's a remake of Squad 7, if you ever heard about it.
I heard about that was a police game, right?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
this one has been changed to make it more friendly to
Exactly. We
families.
changed the theme, but it's the same core mechanic.
Okay. Is this
This
Sabotage?
So this is a work in progress. We are not final on the title. Although it's looked like a really nice finished product, it is a prototype.
This is a prototype?
This is a prototype.
This prototype is better than most Kickstarter games.
So this one I really like this one. So the story is that we are pirates and we are in a shipyard because we need to build our next boat. You know, we have to go on adventure on the sea. Arr! But what's happening is that all the pirates are going to the same shipyard because that's where we make the best boat. And so while we are trying to build our boat, we don't like the guy next door, so we're starting to shoot it down his boat while he's building his too. And so you are fighting while you are building the boat. And it's really chaotic. And so the game mechanic is you start with a very short boat and you are adding a section of the boat to make it longer. So what sections are facing each other are moving along the game. And then I'm going to use my gun, my cannon to shoot at you, but then you have a pass-through that's going to shoot the boat next to you, and then the next guy has a spring bouncing system that's sending back the bullet to me. It's very chaotic, really fun.
That's really neat.
Game. Yeah.
All right. So we got Pirates, Penguins, Book of Madness. What's next? Ninjas?
Yeah, and actually it's
Feudal
Samurai.
Feudal Japan. So
This game's called
Kenjin.
Kenjin?
Kenjin. So the goal of the game is we are trying to take control of those lands. In front of us, we're going to have 4 lands to fight for on, and each player has the same deck of an identical deck of cards. So we have soldiers, we have a samurai, we have a hunter, a magician, and they are all Japanese characters. And
we all have the same hand of cards.
we all have the same hand of cards. Taking turn, you're going to lay down your cards, and either if you have a question mark on top of the card is going to be laid face down. So you don't know which character I just played. On the other hand, if the card has an eye, it's a face up. So I'm spreading my units on the board. You have some information, some you don't, and there are cards that allow to mess up the order. So if
I'm all for that.
Yeah, we know that. we did last time. So, that's a game for Tom. And so, for example, Keith has a strong card on one of the territory that is fighting against me. I'm going to play my card that's moved this guy to one of your territory because I don't want to deal with it. And once everybody has laid on their unit, we are revealing all the cards. You calculate the military value of each side, changing with the modifier of each turn, and whoever has the most win the turns for their value.
Yep.
So another one of those simple game mechanic, but it's getting deeper when you start to analyze the what are your options and what's happening on the board.
In a 3 or 4 player game, you actually create these pie wedges. So you're fighting the person on your left and on your right. And so
I could take them both on.
You could.
We know.
All right, neat. So now we're moving to the cavemen.
The cavemen, exactly.
Man, you guys have like hitting all the themes.
Well, we try, It's why not?
Sapiens.
Sapiens.
This is by.
So it's a new French studio called Catch Up Games from my hometown, actually. So I like those guys. They are from Lyon in France. So the core mechanic of the game is a domino game.
Okay.
Each player is playing on their own section of board. Let's real quickly. So each player is going to play on those valley. So this is the valley, the Mammoth Valley, or whatever you want to call it. And they are modular, so to increase the flexibility.
So there's lots of randomness.
Lots of randomness, okay. So the goal of the game as the leader of the tribe is to lead your tribe from one of the cave to the other cave across the valley. And in order to do so, you are going to lay down those domino tiles that are matching some of the symbols of the starting cave. So each cave, we have those tiles called mountain tiles, and each tile has one of the 8 symbols at the bottom of the board. And so we are matching dominoes, and each time you do a match, you are activating a special power. You are getting more food or more shelter or anything. And you are using that scoring track to keep track of your shelter score and your food score. At the end of the game, you're only going to score your lowest point. So there is no point to have lots of shelter and no food. You're only going to score the food.
So you have to play a fairly balanced game.
So you have to play a fairly balanced game, and you are collecting, you are foraging food by the number of units on the board. You are messing up with other people by stopping them from playing a domino. You are trying to collect mammoth steak.
Mammoth steaks.
Mammoth steak, but you can convert.
I really want to try mammoth steak. Do you?
Yeah.
Man.
So that's the Sapiens game.
All right. And then this next one, this came as a surprise. This is a reprint of an older game.
It is indeed. It is indeed.
And this is from we call it the Mask Trilogy from Kramer and Kiesling.
Yep.
A lot of people know about Tikal, and then there was Java. This is the 3rd game in the series, Mexica.
This is indeed.
And this is about building canals.
In the city of Tenochtitlan.
Yeah, I don't even try to pronounce it, so good job.
So, thanks, yeah, I tried.
Now, the components with this game are incredible. The original game had plastic ones, which was neat.
Yes.
It was neat to see the plastic.
They're also
colorful,
bright colored.
But these are...
This is resin, actually.
Resin, yeah, and it's just, they look like cool Aztec temples.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm very excited about how that looks. And this was a very interesting game. It's a little bit abstractish, obviously.
Yes, it's abstractish.
But it has a lot of strategy.
Very Euro game.
I don't know why I'm describing your game. Sorry.
But that's fine, yeah.
So this is an abstract style game.
Yes.
But it has a lot of deep strategy in it, really.
Yes, it's a more heavy game. It's a gamer game. But obviously the graphic treatments are good.
Oh yeah, different size box, and, different pieces.
Of the pieces.
Are the rules pretty much the same?
Yes. There are a few changes, a few upgrades that were validated by Kramer and Kiesling, and so because they work with them, so it's basically the same game.
All right, and this is not even all the games you guys are coming out with this year.
No. We have more coming. You know, it's.
And you just released a few, and some are coming out now. And so this is gonna be a really exciting year. We look forward to seeing.
Lots of stuff.
All that you guys are coming out. Well, thank you so much for coming on, and I can't wait to play these. I want to shoot that gun again.